Hi, Smells and Songbird. I've got a report that I've written for you. I wrote a tweet from Dan Bongino. It said, God rest the souls of the brave patriots who gave their lives in the name of God and country. There is no greater love. And then I said, God is your heart. Our Fatar. F-A-T-H-E-R, spells Fatar. The King Saint feels. His wife feels what he feels. An empath feels what all close to her feels. With Talk and Share, she removes all that are not real. Then she can feel again being comfortable. Over here on the other side it says, feel at her, feelings at her, feelings attract her. Some feelings smack her. Talking about an empath. Some feelings redact her. Some feelings, again, some feelings attract her. Some feelings whack her. Some feelings impact her. Some feelings unpacked her. Some feelings bilateral commission. That just popped up. Tweet from the Blaze TV. Actor Jon Voight. Glenn Beck was George Washington. Mary Eve's husband. President Trump is the greatest president, says Jon Voight. Gobind Singh Ji, Jesus I. Order, Nature's Secret. Was President Trump was Gobind Singh, the saint, the guru, 10th guru, since President Abraham Lincoln. Conscience entered on Northeast Energy. See her. Gorinda. See Gorinda. I, Eve, entered North Carolina Energy. You're the only one here because I fear you make me care what you think of me. Jesus stood alone and turned the tables on the moneylenders. They voted to kill him. He died. He was born again. But he didn't give them the pleasure of his company until he was really ready to marry Mary again. He gave up his harem of 2 million. He kept one other love, the one he'd promised, till death do us part. And his number 1 rose, who he trained to be Adam's madam, he kept part for his own throne. Who was tracking the dirt under Dr. Tom Ed's feet? Charles and Gary Wayne and Indiana Jones, that's Train Diana Jones, gave the fake Jews Seventh-day Adventists, TM, Jehovah Witness, let me talk to him till I was blue in the face. On Astor Place in Starbucks. When I was first homeless, I was in Starbucks, and this Jehovah Witness man came over to me and just asked me questions about myself, and I was able to unload a heavy burden of problems, and he was a Jehovah Witness, and I feel so grateful to him. It's really helpful when you listen to people. Stevie Wonder didn't get to fuck Mary because she thought he couldn't see how awkward and how creepy would that be. He gave a place to live to all who let him fumble and stumble while taking a tumble. And hey, somebody bet on the bay. What's that? Helen Anderson. Emergency room. Rose. Reordered. HEURA at her ration energy. Corinda being Einstein's guardian. Hostess. He ordered Saint Energy the right and wrong of every Eve energy, her eye. What must I say? Let he among you without sin cast the first stone. Saint 1. Dr. Randolph Stone, her Adolf from Adolf Hitler was Stevie Wonder, from his comfort zone to another room. He took the boys from the girls and left the girls to entertain each other. Order. Her. What is there to say? Where is there somebody to care? When the men are gays, hating their own Einstein, the heir to the drones about baby home alone with mom on the farm, full arm, sound alarm, 3 blind mice waiting to bite baby. She cut off their tails, stole sail, but they said, the Stevie Wonder do tell, you're our alpha male, animal, enter, pleasure, Blake Sheldon, Mo, Wildflower. Now the song Wildflower describes Eve. It was written by Skylark with David Foster, when he was the Sultan of Brunei, kidnapped Eve and made her a sex slave. Out of their relationship came the book, the Kama Sutra, the 250 positions for having sex. It's a book on human sensuality. You've been channeling a sunflower, works slandering South African juju beans, energy, Corinda answer, an angel, Stevie Wonder energy, her. That's why Edwin served Stevie's every need for 45 years. Even he wasn't clear, see willing, ear. So Edwin died because he chose the wrong bride. He thought he got a free ride. He could still be alive writing a Broadway musical, getting a new lease on life, but not for false pride. He didn't want to know he had gone as far as he could go on a fake horoscope. Stevie was and never had been nothing but false hope. Waiting round the bend, a truer friend, a sewer wind, ordering Mirror God sing, sold his co-op, went on a motorcycle by the seat of his pants to serve his Disneyland dad, who'd been bad dad, got sad 'cause son was so good. He knew then he never should have left his wife and son for a movie star fun. It was empty of loving because the people were subbing. Robin, Gurinder sings throbbing, I killed the robin bird song for treating his mommy. Oh, that's what Gurinder Singh would say. His mommy, her mommy, like yesterday's bread. Now that her fake daddy is dead, she still won't see the part she can play. To make the world have a better day. With Stevie Wonder's DNA. She's stupid like Edwin did once say. The part of her is stupid. The other part of her is brilliant. You know, she was Kepler, and she was Michelangelo, and she was Voltaire. You know, she was brilliant. So a part of her has got that ghetto of Stevie Wonder in her. As long as she's conscious, she can be, you know, her smart self. But her mom could make eternal life as a girl okay if she stopped being the, what is that, bobtail nag, and start listening to what her mother has to say. Sing can't save the day for her. Sing's just about lost his way. His mother told Edwin to take Sing to India to see Gurinder Singh Ji, Jesus I, the boss of every good thing. But Edwin's wife had become making life nice. For Stevie Wonder and Judas Priest Price established. Survive it, to say Edwin. Sing didn't. Edwin didn't believe Michelle. Sing didn't believe that he was the new master. Robin didn't believe that Sing was the new master. So the Dara is without a master, for Gurinder is free of being those who just want to end it. Be everything, 2 million. He, Gurinder, was born to sing beautiful songs, just like Adam. Michael Bublé. Indeed, Gurinder started Adam's pattern, presenting attorney energy, RN, run its course. Every group's been judged. Learning to love yourself is the greatest love of all, not requiring others to love you while you're chosen to be unlovable. You enter lovable. He's worked swimmingly. Service. Oh, this is Stevie Wonder. Pleasure, mild red. Michelle, pleasure, enter. Gurinder. Will I, him and his baby, and his new baby, Aria Elizabeth Michelle. She's still in me. I don't know when she's coming out. Edwin went to hell because he lacked loyalty and he was filled with greed. Even after all the 45 years he wasted of their marriage, his wife Michelle was trying to keep him out of jail hell, to fail. To keep your word is a capital offense. Edwin jumped off the fence when he wouldn't help his son realize his destiny. When a newborn baby's born, the world gets one more chance. So, to grow on, that baby will sing bird song. The new Messiah, me secret, Santa, pleasure, breath of relief. That's table scraps. What a song is, Yip Yap, is what Edwin created after Michelle. If he'd only returned to her bosom, he could have lived happily for eternity. He didn't make it work with any of his wives, that's probably supposed to be, until he took a dive. He's attached to Judas, Nero, Hitler, and the thief of Jesus Christ. What a thief. And the thief of Jesus Christ's wife soul. Jesus Christ's wife's soul, her ability to will her feelings and her knowledge on a large scale. He stole that from me, yeah. The soul who created America as a car nation was put in jail for not having $80. She was homeless because, though she is the reason he has $100 million, he wouldn't join with her to turn the curse on black Jews around the world. So Steve cried 3 times. He had to leave the room of the funeral of Edwin, his wife, and his Judas, Hitler, Nero's funeral. Child Robin was there, reciting a poem provided by her mother, Michelle, who also talked her into going to the funeral. Feelings you enter, energy her a will, not a future. Michelle and Gorinda would choose you. Churches ooze energy for funerals with flowers, Bill Lowers, Phil Lowers, fellow followers, Phil elbow, Edwin low brow. He confounded Michelle. She knew because she felt the Bach, Irving Berlin identity in him, but she couldn't buck his Mr. Spock. Mock days, fake Jew, kept him flying around looking for the best thing to do. If you won't listen to your heart, her truth. If you're too stupid, saints, you Cupid. See a pleasure, enter, talk, and share. Clears your head, removes what it is that's stopping your flow of energy going where you want the love to be. Voice, the death you died yesterday, Esther, was your husband Edwin's feelings that you felt. Till death do us part. Partnership dissolved. Distance. Daughter. Pleasure Saint. True A. North Carolina energy. I did a lot of writing, huh? You are all Jagat Singh, Jesus Christ, I, energy. Jagat Singh Ji could have headed the Dara and been a joy for satsangis for eternity. Talking about Singh Bird song was Jagat Singh. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, said Dr. Mike Murdoch, quoting Robbins' King James Version of the Bible. When Michelle, having been kicked out into the rain by Judas, Stevie Wonder, and when her son, Jagat Singh Birdsong, found out his mother was homeless after a time on the street, he let her stay in his apartment for 2 months, an apartment that his mother, had a hard time getting for him after he asked her to get an apartment in her building, and she did. She also got the building into a government program that renovated each apartment from top to bottom, making each apartment in the tenement into a co-op worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, as the tenants were able to buy the apartment for $250. The Dominicans kicked Mildred out of the building after she'd made them rich. You see a pattern here, huh? After the Super Raphael told her about a program where the city would plant a tree in front of the building. After the bureaucratic hassle, she was able to get the city to plant a tree. A thing that I shall never see. A poem as lovely as a tree. In front of their building, everybody on the block was overjoyed. You'd think a new baby had been born for all residents of Elder Street between Broome and Delancey. Though the Chinese and Hispanics, the fake Jews moved out, had snubbed her. Remember, she's channeling vibrating Judas, Nero, Hitler's energy. Everybody was glad to have a young tree. I think that I shall never see a poem as lovely as a tree. A new young tree represents a new beginning for the residents of 134 Elder Street. Though she had to leave, she left them a tree as her legacy. A new tree grows. Though I was uprooted to parts unknown, returned to sender, address unknown, Elvis, Adam, Michael Bublé. After seeing rescued me from homelessness and let me stay. I'm telling a story now, but it's true. Stay in his bedroom as I had let Stevie Wonder's other daughter, Lyric, wanted to stay with me when Edwin called me at 5 a.m. saying she was being harassed by her manager on the 6 train. Robin said, no, have her go to a hotel. I stayed in Singh's apartment. During the day, I went across the street to Starbucks so I wouldn't disturb Singh. I rode from morning till they closed. If I had money, I'd buy something to eat or drink. Then I'd return to Singh's apartment and watch camp meeting. It was good of Starbucks to let me use their facility on Delancey and Broome as my office. One day I was buying a cup of coffee, 99 cents for a large coffee down the street from McDonald's, and I wanted an ice cream. I was counting all the money I had, and a young girl standing behind me in line paid for my ice cream. That was really nice. I hope somebody did something just as nice for her. When I was in Hellhole, California, Elk Grove, twice, I was in line without enough money to pay for my groceries, and two ladies in line helped me out and paid for my groceries. Michael and I were renting a room in the home of a Vietnamese boy man who was providing a room for his mother and father. His mother died. His father stayed with him. He didn't interact with his father except when he drove him to doctor's visits. His father had an addiction, caffeine. He sat in his room all day watching TV. I'd sneak him a cup of coffee, and it made his day. My heart broke at how little it took to make him happy. I hope adult children will come to their parents in their old age with an attitude of respect and gratitude toward their parents who sacrificed and kept them alive. My mother had sacrificed working in the Clarksville laundry, and for a little more money, $40 a week, she worked hard to commute. She had to drive. She was a nervous person, but she was so strong. She forced herself to drive her little car back and forth from Fort Campbell, Kentucky, and then work, and then come home and cook. Sometimes she'd have Lizzie Barton, my sister, cook. She was also Althea Gibson, because she often burned the beans. I hope people use Talk and Share to get to know themselves, and when they've cleared their consciences, attract a good man and get to know him, then marry. I also hope the children are taught to work, so when they grow up and have their own family, they'll work as hard as they possibly can to be understanding and show respect to the other person. Owen Benjamin should showed a tour of his wife Amy's garden, because she wouldn't talk on camera. He insulted her, calling her a buzzkill to the audience. Strangers, I think buzzkill means you change your mind from rational to irrational, whether it's with drink or marijuana or some other joke. If Amy did all that work and taking care of two children, she's a hard-working woman. She must love him because she's working just as hard as he is. I hope he gives up trying to spite his wife when he was Ulysses S. Grant, me, Eve, and he was between a rock and a hard place, country being bankrupt and borrowing money from the Rothschilds, changing Washington, D.C., making it a corporation. I hope Owen Benjamin starts a campaign to correct his error, the Act of 1871, since seeing how hard he is. Since sin, conscience, energy. He's got a guilty conscience. Works. He works to show people how to live a righteous life, good, though he told his son, that's a deer. Daddy shot him 3 times. Good. He had no empathy for the deer, for the flesh and blood, armless, harmless deer who had feelings. Does he lack a conscience like the deer? Owen played with the chicken. He says, the chickens are Rastafarian. Are you Rasta? Chicken consciousness. The reason why you have to smoke the devil himself that tempts you to think you're God. When people say you've got heart, they mean you'll do thought through. Gotta go, it's 30 minutes. Mile Red Songbird in New York. Talk to you later. I'll finish the story in another video.